Hi there, I'm Chris, speaking to you from Kingston, New York in February 2013, and this is my introductory video of my Music Radio 77 television network channel on YouTube. I've been on YouTube for the last 6 years uploading videos about my collections on my Home of the Good Guys channel, and I thought it's time that I would be in person, or I'm here as a narrator, and I will tell you who I am, what I'm doing here, and where my interests lie. Way back in around 1982, my parents were living in Puerto Rico. I will never forget this. Showed me my piece of gear at the electronics store. It was a Fisher VHS VCR. It includes a top-loading door to open the tape, a 3-speed control, and a lot of features. This VHS can record 2 hours in SP mode, 4 hours in LP mode, and 6 hours in EP mode. And this is what I began my interest in VHS tapes. We rented movies at a video store all the time, and we brought back some fond memories of enjoying a lot better. And that's where the video revolution began in 1982. In 1987, my parents couldn't afford this Fisher VCR down there, and Sears bought out this for over $200, and that I couldn't afford. With this Toshiba VCR, we watched movies that we rented, and I didn't get any. When we moved back to New York in 1988, we visited my uncle at the time that he had a mass library of VHS tapes that he had recorded. And by 1989, I started to record shows, specials, movies, and cartoons off TV, and that's where I started building my video library. So, in the fall of '89, I have my first VCR along with a pair of blank VHS tapes and some pre-recorded tapes. But I haven't got through yet. By the 1990s, I started collecting VHS recorded off TV, and I built my own library. And in 1991, my mom bought my first Disney VHS, which is none other than Fantasia. And I started the Disney VHS on a life of its own. In 1992, my mom bought me my second Disney VHS tape. And it still remains a classic, Beauty and the Beast. And it's still an excellent film, and it is still the best. And then it went cruising along with more of my Disney VHS tapes that I got over the years, right up until I stopped collecting Disney VHS in 2002. By around 2002, I got a Mintech DVD player, which has long since died. I got a brand new DVD, and I started to watch movies for the first time. And after that, I started collecting movies on DVD, and as you know, I had collecting VHS tapes since it was taken off TV since the 1990s, and I decided to give up on collecting them. In 2005, I got my first DVD recorder, which was a Pioneer, and that VCR I could not afford. This is the way I taped shows that I was missing while I was away from home and at night, and playing it back anytime so I want to. With this DVD recorder, I began building my video library, just like the way I did with VHS. So in 2002, I got my first DVD player, along with a recorder, and a set of blank DVDs I got 3 years later. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is, right on my wall in 2005, between then and now. This is where I grew to. A messy wall of DVDs. Yep. Let's see. Now I have over 400 discs on this wall here in my video room, and I'm still collecting, and I have to admit now, I still get some VHS tapes which I don't have. But between the 1990s and the 2000s, this is the way I collected on DVD. I have to admit, even though I am a DVD collector, I also have a mass collection of pre-recorded Disney VHS tapes, which is right over there. Many of these that I had over the years, some that I got at some thrift stores, yard sales, garage sales, and flea markets. And now I got over 100 VHS tapes with a lot of these that I had for a long time, and some that I got elsewhere, so hence a VHS collection. While we're at it, I might as well show any audio and video gear while we're here in my video room. This is my 1971 Sony TC580 reel-to-reel tape deck that my uncle gave me back in last year. It does work, and it's one of the 2 decks that I have, and it did work. And I have an open reel-to-reel collection. I had these working right there. Is a Samsung DVD recorder and VCR combo, which plays and records DVDs, and also plays and records VHS tapes. And here is a TIAC cassette deck. On above is the TV, is 2 Kenwood stereo amplifiers, and here is a Scientific Atlanta cable box with DVR, and over there is a Panasonic 8-track recorder, and it does work. It plays and records 8-track tapes. And right here is a Fisher BSR record changer. And finally, my Akai 1721W reel-to-reel tape deck. And a Sony TC600 reel-to-reel tape recorder from 1963, which is way down the bottom. At last but not least, my GE Wildcat portable stereo record player from 1975, which is sitting right on the floor. And in addition to all of this, I have the entire cassette collection, where it has the source of music recorded. My 8-track tape collection with all of the good stuff. My huge record haul, which is still sitting in my closet, filled with 45s and 78s. In which is in there my books, my board games, my CDs, my PS2 game collection with all of your favorite PS2 games, my PS3 collection, my Nintendo DS collection, my PSP collection with a small amount of games, and my NES collection filled with your favorite retro NES games. But I forgot to go back to my gear to show you more. This is my Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES. This console has been around forever, and it still works, except some minor flaws. Along with that, has 2 NES Max controllers, and an NES Advantage controller. It has a joystick and big bright red buttons. Next is my PlayStation 2. I got this one back in 2004 as a Christmas gift, and it still works, and it plays back PS1 and PS2 games. this is from Sony. And finally, my Sony PlayStation 3. I got this for my birthday back in 2008, and it still works with no yellow light of death. It plays PS3 games and plays back PS1 games, and also has a built-in Blu-ray player to watch movies in HD on my PS3, which I could not afford. As for the controllers, these two has PS2 controllers. And the PS3 has wireless 6-axis controllers, which is very primitive for its time. There's my video game gear. And last but not least, my reel-to-reel tape collection. This is sitting in my wall with a mess of tapes for a year now. It has some random stuff, including Disneyland albums that I don't have, along with children's stories and many others. It took me 2 years to complete. A lot of these tapes came from my uncle, and some that I got at a flea market, or at an antique store that I complete this collection. And by the way, for those of you who haven't seen it, it's right here. This is my Disney High School Musical Cluck Radio with iPod attachment from 2007. It has a radio and an iPod and an auxiliary input, so I can use it as a standalone amplifier for all your vintage needs. It has an audio out and an aux inputs on the back as well, and the High School Musical logo is on each side of the speaker. So, there you have it. Chris watching in my room here in Kingston on February 2013. Now, why am I on YouTube? Very simple. Now, I have a way of sharing my collections just like I did on my old channel, including DVDs, VHS, and my vinyl collections, with some of them around the world via the internet. I got a lot of them on DVD and VHS tapes, and now I have a way to show them off for you guys. I will be doing my movie reviews on my new show called Movies for Tonight, where I will give you my reactions while watching the movie. Plus, I will do more video game playthroughs on the 4 o'clock game, which is on my new home for the Music Radio 77 TV network, and some others. I don't need to be trolled by anyone, so I'll keep it clean. Here are the rules for this new channel. Number 1. Trolling is not allowed. Unlike my old channel, if I see a sick user who makes comments about fake VHS tapes, you will be blocked. Number 2. Don't take any requests for a movie review. I can do it my best. And number 3. Be sure to subscribe on my new channel and join in for the fun of it. I just want to bear in mind that when I began in the 90s, there were no on-demand channels, no Netflix, no Redbox. Most movies and TV shows and cartoons are no release to the public. Now, the only way to build a video library, which I can get more DVDs and VHS tapes from various stores, which is what I did. And that's how at least half of this library came to be. I'm very, very proud of what I've done over the years, with all this going back to the 1990s, and still counting, and I got a lot of stuff to share. I will be uploading more stuff in a matter of weeks, months on YouTube, and I will be doing my show, playing all your favorite songs from the past and present every week. So, as they say, stay tuned, there's more to come. From Kingston, New York, Chris saying, see you again.